What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with a Christmas-themed video. I did one of these last year with the gifts I was giving my son for Christmas last year, and it seemed to go over pretty well. So I thought that folks might like to take a look at some of the Star Wars-related collecting items that I purchased for my son for Christmas before I wrap them up. Some of these are from my wife and I, and some of them are going to be from Santa. Spoiler alert, I'm playing Santa. But anyway, most of these arrived from the eBay store called Bounty Hunters Guild. You've heard me talk about them before. I'll put a link in the description to this video with their eBay store. I've done a number of transactions with Bounty Hunters Guild, and most of these were purchased from them. They arrived safe and sound in amazing condition. There's not many kids these days that still collect Star Wars figures. At least that's what I found. The exceptions are for people like me, and like Boss Bounty is another one, another good example, where our children are basically mimicking us. We're basically trying to mold the larvae into miniature versions of ourselves. And that's what I've done with my son. He absolutely loves collecting action figures. You know, not to go off on a rant too much, but it seems like kids these days just don't care about action figures. They are more absorbed by, you know, iPads and electronic junk. And don't get me wrong, I used to love video games a lot myself, but I've kind of gotten out of them, and I've more focused on action figure collecting now. But it just seems like kids these days don't care about action figures. The majority of purchasers these days for Hasbro's products are the adult collector, and they have that in mind with items like the Razor Crest coming from HasLab, and a lot of these repacks and fancy carbonized figures. I've got a number of figures here. Some of them are store exclusives. As you can see, I've got the carbonized figures. We'll go over those in a second. But anyway, it's kind of sad to me that it just seems like the collecting community in terms of the next generation is a lot smaller than it used to be. I hope that changes as children age and get out of kind of the iPad junk and Minecraft and all that kind of stuff and Fortnite and maybe go back to collecting. But anyway, my son is the exception to the rule. He's got a pretty big collection for a child his age. He's only 8, and he's got a wall of figures. So anyway, that's my quick intro. Let's take a look at some of these awesome figures. Again, most of these came from Bounty Hunters Guild, but let's go over the 6-inch Black Series figures first. Only the Action Figure Grader would get cases for the figures he's giving his son. Who else does that? Only the Action Figure Grader, of course. But this is the carbonized 40th anniversary of the Empire Strikes Back. Carbonized version of Boba Fett. I apologize for the glare. These things are awfully shiny. It's got that cool metallic green packaging. All of the carbonized, to my knowledge, are not numbered for the Black Series. I don't collect much of the Black Series these days, but I do have a few of the 40th anniversary on the vintage style cards. But this one is going to my son. Beautiful packaging. I love the shininess. And here is Boba Fett. Let's see if we can get a nice close-up. Look at the paint apps on him. Man, he is shiny as shiny can be. But looks really awesome. I really like that. And this is, again, a fairly new figure. It's got the carbonized graphite look to him. But I really like this figure. It's just the paint apps on it are pretty amazing. So anyway, so this has got the yellow kind of side to it, as you can see. And just pretty awesome packaging. Pretty awesome packaging. So that's one of the Black Series that I got him. The other one I got him is Han Solo. He loves Han Solo, the movie Solo. I thought it was meh, but I do like this Mimban Stormtrooper. I've got the vintage collection version, but this is the 6-inch Black Series version of Han Solo in his Mimban Stormtrooper outfit. And what an awesome outfit. I mean, it just looks really cool with the goggles. The face print technology is pretty good. Let's see if I can get it to focus a little bit. There we go. Really nice paint apps on him. The weapon's got some nice weathering and silver details there on the paint apps. But a beautiful figure. Really nice. This one is VC 78, or VC. This is the Black Series number 78. And here is the back of the packaging for those interested. After getting kicked out of the Imperial Academy, he was dumped on Mimban as a mud trooper. So anyway, another nice mold to that figure, and my son is a big fan of that movie. And then the last one is the Knight of Ren, another pretty nice one. And I do like the kind of paint apps on the uniform. Is that kind of a nice leathery texture to his uniform? It's got the blaster pistol along with the scythe of death. This one is VC. I keep saying VC because that's all I collect these days. But Knight of Ren, Black Series number 105, and kind of looks like a, I don't know, like a bat. What's that weird sport with the curved? It's got a curved kind of lacrosse stick. I forget what it's called. That's what he looks like. He looks like one of those athletes. I can't remember. They play it down in Miami. That's all I know, because I remember seeing it on Miami Vice at the beginning of the show in the 80s. Man, I am dating myself right now. But a really nice figure. So those are the 3 Black Series that probably Santa will be giving him. Now, why you guys are probably here is to take a closer look at these carbonized figures. These are Walmart exclusives. I got him 2. I got the Remnant Stormtrooper. And I did go ahead and pull out my signed Remnant Stormtrooper again. The standard VC, I believe, 165 that I had signed by Michael Bender. So we can take a closer look and compare that. But this, I really like these carbonized VC cards. They're thicker, much more durable. So when you pre-order them from Walmart, they actually arrive in pretty good condition. I only had to return 2 of the about 6 I ordered, but they delivered mine in boxes. But this is nice. So let's take a closer look right now. Let me get it autofocused here. Let's take a look at that one versus my autographed one, which I showed yesterday when I compared them to my retro collection Remnant Stormtrooper that I just got. That's the online exclusive. You can go back on my channel and take a look at it, but you can kind of see there's some fairly subtle paint app differences. If you look here, it seems like the black specks are much more noticeable. The brown streaks on the uniform are much more noticeable. So it's a pretty big change to the paint applications for the figure. And obviously the card back is much cooler. I had not planned on originally buying these carbonized figures because, you know, they're essentially repacks, but I just fell in love with the card backs, and I did go ahead and get the Death Trooper, Imperial Death Trooper, because it is on a different card back. You know, the other one's on I guess a Rogue One card, but the carbonized version comes on a Mandalorian card. And so I did buy one of these for myself and one for my son. And I decided, since I did get one, I might as well get all 4. So I did end up picking all 4 of those up for myself, but I got these 2 for my son because he loves the troopers, as many of you do. Mr. Domo is a big proponent of these troopers. You can check out his channel. But I was really impressed with the paint app differences between these 2. It's a pretty substantial difference between the carbonized version of the Remnant Stormtrooper versus just the regular. And since they're store exclusive, it's kind of a cool thing. These cards are super thick, super thick. I don't know if that's coming through or not, but you know, they put it around kind of like it's almost like a slight paint difference, or a slight difference around the edges of these cards and around the hang tab. And the cards themselves are about twice as thick, but I love that shiny kind of look to the card back. So anyway, so that's kind of let's just do one last quick look here of the 2 of them. This is the standard VC 165 that I showed you yesterday versus the Walmart exclusive carbonized. But that's a pretty cool figure. Pretty cool figure. And by some miracle, it was delivered in a box and in very good shape. So, but anyway, let's go back to this Imperial Death Trooper again real quick. I'm sorry again about the glare. You can see me in there, but a very nice figure. And since it, you know, like I mentioned, it's got a different card title with the Mandalorian, I couldn't resist getting this one as well. So I pre-ordered 2 of these, and they both arrived in pretty good shape. But it's a little harder to tell with the paint apps on this one. I don't have the standard one in hand yet. I think I have that one coming back from Collector Archive Services fairly soon. But another cool kind of carbonized card back. And the other thing I forgot to mention is the back of these cards just shows those 4 in the Walmart exclusive wave. The Remnant Stormtrooper, which I just showed you. The Mandalorian, and Cara Dune, which I think I have both of those at grading already. I can't remember. And then the Imperial Death Trooper. So those are the 4 that they show on the back of the card. But another cool one. And then I got some standard vintage collection figures for him. That 2 of these came from Bounty Hunters Guild. One I did find in the wild. I was at Target getting something else, and they had a pretty pristine Luke Skywalker and Stormtrooper disguise. I've got one of these coming back any day now from Collector Archive. They should. I think I've got 25 or 26 items coming back in the next day or 2. So very cool. But this is one of them, I believe, and this is the Luke and Stormtrooper disguise. I don't know. I'm still not sold on the face sculpt for this one. He looks a little bit too... My buddy Gene mentioned it. He kind of looks like Luke Wilson in Wedding Crashers. I think I agree with him. He's got that weird part to his hair, so I don't know. What do you guys think? It seems okay, don't get me wrong, but certainly better than some of the other earlier iterations of his face. But a nice card. So anyway, I found this one at Target for cheap. It was like $10. Can't beat that. And it was basically a mint card, so I think my son will appreciate that. He's got a nice Luke collection going between vintage and VC. And let's see, I've got these 2 others. This is Clone Commander Wolf. I got this one from Bounty Hunters Guild. Really nice. I like that figure a lot. The paint apps on him are just awesome. A lot of people complain, I don't know if it's with Wolf specifically, but a lot of people do complain that some of the helmets are too small for the head. Not that I care, since I'm a mint on card collector, but that is something that folks have complained about. But what a gorgeous card back. I love that art. Really nice. Clone Wars. So, and then here are the others on the back of the card there. I think I've got all 4 of these coming back from Collector Archive in my next batch, so we'll take a closer look. But really nice. I really like him a lot. Dual pistols. He's like he could star in a John Woo film. I don't know if you guys remember John Woo. He was a specialist in Guns Akimbo, double pistols, like Face Off. Man, what a great movie for the time period. Man, I am totally rambling right now. All right, last one. K2SO Rogue One. Probably one of my, in terms of recent releases by Hasbro, probably one of my favorites. Just an awesome figure. I mean, the paint apps on him are just awesome. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the kind of the rust they added to some of the hinges around the ankles. But a really nice card back. Really nice. I've got him. I know I've got him coming back any day. So, but anyway, my son loves K2SO as well, so I had to get this one for him. But thanks again to Bounty Hunters Guild for a really smooth transaction. He packed them bomb-proof, and I know my son will be super excited about it. I just decided that I did this last year, and folks seem to really like seeing what I got my son. It's nice to pass on the collecting gene to the next generation. Hopefully he can do something with the rest of my collection. I guarantee you he's going to sell my entire collection and buy a Ferrari or something stupid. But in the meantime, I can at least get him excited about some of these modern releases. So that's all I really had. Thank you for watching, and I hope everyone is doing well and getting excited about Santa Claus coming to visit them.